for now, it's everything changed because of not only the COVID but also my newborn baby. She's almost 2 years old, 2 years old now. So everything has changed. But before, I'm actually not sure I had the kind of like a routine as an artist. I would probably try not to have like something that I always do in a way. So I try to avoid kind of like a routine, even before I lived in Los Angeles before 2019. I tried to also move to different places a lot, like every 2 years or something. So like because I was a bit I was a bit afraid to be stuck in one spot, like not only about the place but also like my practice. I don't want to be recognized as like a video artist or performance artist or something like that. So I try to escape from one category to the other. So I think that's then probably this like escaping one category to the other is probably the routine to uh, uh, like rethinking always is the kind of like a routine of my my everyday. Probably like I try not to be as one thing. So but now it's changed. So because I bring my kids to the nursery every morning. So this 15 minutes to 30 minutes walking is becoming of course it's a daily routine, but also refreshing to think something like some new ideas or idea for writing. So and because that's the only time that I have more like a free in a way, like I have a space to think about. So this 15 minutes to 30 minutes time is the becoming my daily routine to think about my ideas. Yeah, this is really difficult question because I think until uh, un, until 2020, when the COVID outbreak, I never would say stop making artwork or project. Um, in that in that sense, I never saw that like how I should maintain my art practice or like my motivation. Like motivation is always there. I don't know why, but 2020, that's the only year that I never produced any new piece. So I stopped making work. Of course, I was invited many shows around the time, but I never made any new piece. So last year I tried to find a way to restart my uh, uh, like restart to have my artistic motivation. Um, uh, and one of the I think one of the uh, one thing that I realized that when I didn't make any work in 2020, I still writing something. Like I keep writing series. Like I had a series of writing. So I was writing about like my uh, 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 parenting practice, like child care, and compare with the my like artistic practice before. So I try to bridge between in a way totally different. Like one is like in a way like more abstract because artistic practices try to be abstract in a way because it's needs to be a little bit like it needs to be a little bit like universal to understand for many different people. But the everyday child care is concrete. Like you need to just focus on your child, like your child needs. So it's kind of like a two uh, two different uh, things that I have. Uh, so then I try to find the bridge between these two things in 2020. And I was really struggling about like how to find a way. And that's probably that's the reason why I didn't make any new work. But then I I somehow found that the uh, uh, like I almost like drop out to be as an artist. So I like towards the end of 2020, I was almost thinking about quitting as an artist. But when I keep writing about like this art practice and childcare, then I found that the like how I can reform idea of like what I had before about the artist and now. So that's probably yeah, it's a bit drifting from your question, but I think the writing is somehow uh, 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 one of the methodology that for me to maintain my art practice, I guess. Um, the writing like there was kind of like uh I was probably lucky to be invited to Genlong to write a series from uh, uh, almost on the same time when my kid was born. So that was like 2020. So of course I had also the series of writing for Artit, but I stopped for writing for Artit 2 years now. I actually needs to restart the Artit writing series soon, but the writing at the Art is more for art community, but the writing at the Genlong is not only for art community, it's little wider audience. Because Genlong was organized by the Hiroki Azuma, the philosopher. So it's not only for like uh, so art community, but also the philosophies community. It's there is also the people from like IT, like a tech people, also read his writing, his book. So there was like different communities following his writing. So this the platform Genlon is kind of like a wider audience, and some of them, they don't really know about like art practice. So when I started to write about like just childcare and art practice, people's reaction is sometimes only about this childcare section, and sometimes they were also understand through the childcare section to the art practice section of my writing. So I somehow learn from through the audience reaction that how I can navigate these different categories. And this is the because I react to the different audience, I somehow found that I can be back to restart my practice. When you have a child, like it's like the like working situation completely changed, right? Like like if the child is at home, it's difficult to focus something like writing, or even meeting is difficult. So we are always struggling about the finding the time to do something about your work. So but it's kind of like difficult to share this experience, because I also imagine before that it might come like something like this, but I never thought something like such a hard situation is come. So uh, uh, and this is a way when the artist has child, they were kind of like fading away from the art scene. And I'm probably also similar that I cannot, let's say, accept many invitations now. Also, it's difficult to travel, not only because of the COVID, but also this childcare situation. So, and the art scene itself is always like finding like a new, like something new. So um the art scene is always like fast, and they need to something like a new generation, like new artists and new work. So I don't really uh, uh, relate these ideas. So even before when I had a child. So, but having a child, it even more I realized that this is really not, it's not really healthy for I think all of us. And now we were maybe finishing the COVID pandemic. So, but these years, like 2 years, I think we were finally uh, looking at that what important of our life. So and I think we shouldn't forget about this 2 years, 3 years when we are at home to sometimes just do like a struggling about like your life. And and also the like empathy to the others. And this is the way I think we can because we all had this collective experience. And I thought that in the very beginning this can be change the world, but I think maybe I was again too idealistic. But if like we can rethink about this situation maybe after 2 years or something, still when we remember the moment of we were thinking about ourselves, our family, our community, or friends in different places. I think uh, uh, so I'm not only talking about like art world, but also the world itself can be, yeah, we can still change. We can still going back. Uh, I mean, I'm actually really disappointed about the Ukraine invasion right now, because we thought that those like a war is we somehow overcome, but still there. And the COVID is also like we thought that we never think about like something like pandemic happen around the globe. So I think these two, pandemic and the war, uh, uh, can be the trigger to uh, uh, hopefully it can be the trigger to change everything, and things get better. But I'm not really sure. Yeah, because every time when I imagine future, I realized that the vision I had is idealistic always. So I'm not really sure. But I try to go back to the my core philosophy, the failure, because we always fail. But uh, we can try again. So that's the good things that we can fail, because once we fail, then we can try again.